destinations and 3 different beneficiaries, but all for one cause. Hello and welcome to Bophelong. My name is Bophelong. Today we're doing things a little bit different because we're answering a call of a legend, Tata Nelson Mandela. It is his birthday month, and who are we to say no when he asks us to serve for 67 minutes? Behind me are the gentlemen that are going to be partaking in an orphanage that we're visiting from Pretoria all the way to Rustenburg. But later on the show, Bophelong has decided to take the lens and point it to the production team when we bring the call to serve closer to home. That's happening in El Dorado Park. But for now, we're all going to journey to Rustenburg at an orphanage where we will be making donations for what the kids need there. Stick around with us. Let's go, gentlemen. With such enthusiasm and excitement, these motorbikes fanatics showed nothing but readiness to serve the community of Bophelong in the Northwest Province. It wasn't very long before the engine signaled the high-powered start of the ride for a course journey that felt just right. With clear open skies, the bikers made the most of the travel. And with uninterrupted proceedings, Bophelong could hear the growling sounds of the collective as they touched down Rustenburg. Nthanleng Lebana Disability Center and Orphanage is stationed in the middle of the Freedom Park Township. It is the only one of its kind in the area that caters for children with physical disabilities.
Retomile ka 2009 ho bula center ena Nthanleng Lebana Care Center. Lebaka le ntse re bule Nthanleng Lebana Care Center. Re etse tlhoko hore hona le tlhokeho ya hore bana ba phelang ka bokoa ba be le pleke ya bona mo le bona ba tla go ithuta dintho tse ding ba kopane ka lebaka la hore bokoa ba bona ha se bokoa bo ka ba etsang hore ho be le di-skills tse ba di etsang dikolong tse di itekanetseng.
Due to its seclusion, the center often struggles with the supplies of the things they need to use daily. So the Ride for a Course bikers were happy to deliver the bare necessities. While the items were taken in, I spoke to one of the bikers about their involvement in this initiative.
As bikers, we're brothers, we help each other, and for us to reach this area, we were assisted by a club called Elite Riders. They belong here at Rustenburg. As the old man mentioned that we should give, that's where we felt the privilege to do this handing out of clothes and blankets to this area.
We began the proceedings outside where I was given the opportunity to share a few words about this occasion.
I'm sure for sure ya rona Bophelong ya SABC News re fa space batho ba sa kgone go ipuella, so di group tse leng gore gantsi ga di thole chance ya gore ba ka nna le voice so gore re be re tla mo re file re batla go lefa chance gore le buelle bana gore what it is exactly that they need. This is very serious. It's more serious than go apesa ngwana, because wa mapesa o mo fa bete. How an adult, what do they do? And I want to pose it as a question to each and every one of us. As an adult, what type of independence do we give them? And it's not their task alone, it's all of our task. Involved. Donate only ka Mandela Day or ka Children's Day or ka Christmas. But how do you help someone like this for to be independent? As an adult, I'm talking to the riders here. That's a challenge I would like to pose to every one of us. What kind of an independence do you give to them? And maybe next time when you donate and when you associate yourself with organizations like these ones, you think along those lines.
Then we were taken inside the rooms where we met more children. It is here where I sat down with one of the caretakers who shared her experience living and taking care of children here.
Hangata o tla fumana hore ha thabile buzi ena ha thabile e leng enwa e ke go le mo di 16 o na lo phamisa matso a gae ga maoto jalo empa ha a kwatile le teng o tla mo bona ka go se bapale a bapadisa matso ntho e tsa gore ke tlhokomele ka nako gore o na le bothata ke ha e ka ga ke mo fetola ke tla mo change pampers ke mo fetole ha ka bona ntsalla ke tla khutla ke yo batla metsi ke tlo mo fa metsi ke yo polo go mohlomong ka mogadijo ha ka ba ga mo fa metsi ya lekaneng e be re mo fa metsi ha a ka phela nalla ke tla tseba gore ka nna ba hona le moana go tla ba batla ga mo ise a ile bona dingaka.
The center has become a home away from home because of people such as her.
Bana ba batswadi ba bona ba sa tleng ka nnete ha ke tsebe bothata ba bang ke kutlo thwe ke ba di social worker ba ikagamella go monga center mona ke tseba se le bana ba mona ba ngile le bana ba mme mona gore ke bana ba lapeng ga bo bona mona.
It is with such selfless acts that we see the world through the eyes of the voiceless. And while we give to comfort and nurture, we are reminded once again that it all began with one thing: love. At the end of the day, I drew inspiration from those we met at the center, and I gathered the courage to hop onto a motorbike and return to Johannesburg.
Well, a very good morning and welcome to AM News live at 10:00 hours across all Central African regions.
A fitting send-off for a revolutionary giant, a life dedicated in service of the people.
The result means that the Swallows are out of the ABC Multiple League and drop to the amateur fourth tier of South African football, the SAB League.
Tune in on AM News every Saturday and Sunday from 10 hours.
What guides us? What leads us forward? Is it leaders on a soapbox, spouting rhetoric for the crowd? Is it the actions of our people? Or the voices of our citizens? Your country is guided by the voices of its people. And your broadcaster is dependent on your voice to guide it. Get your copy of the SABC's editorial policy and have your say.
Welcome back to our Mandela Day special. Today I'm in the east of Johannesburg to meet a very special woman. She has been selfless for 16 years. She created Home of Hope to give a home to girls that were rescued from prostitution, human trafficking, and just ordinary girls who were living on the streets. Now she decided to give them a home, and today that's where I'm at. For our 67 minutes as Bophelong would like her to sit down, relax, and be taken care of after so many years. So we're gonna pamper her, and we've got a present for the girls at Home of Hope. So I've called all my team members. You're going to meet them inside, and they're all going to cater to Mekhanyisi Lemotsa. Let's go meet her. Come with me.
Oh, hello, I'm Kanye. Unjani? Oh, I told you we were coming. We are here today and we have lots of surprises. So I'm going to call them and each of them will come and they will introduce themselves. We'll see you inside.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay guys, she's ready. Come on in.
Day 2 team had their work cut out for them. Bophelong's plan was to take over the day and give founder of Home of Hope, Mekhanyisile Motsa, a deserving timeout. Here's why. In the year 2014, we met Mekhanyisile Motsa, who shared her unconditional love for a girl child. Her interest in rescuing young girls from prostitution and human trafficking is the reason why we filmed her story. Because of her love and dedication to these girls, they have gained a sense of belonging. Years later, a day had come for Mekhanyisile to sit down and let our featured guests take care of her.
I'm gonna bring one dress. Ooh. And guess what I brought? I brought you 3 dresses. Wow. No! It's not one day. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're gonna change the image of you. We're gonna do hairstyle, we're gonna make up you, we're gonna put the manicure, we're gonna do pedicure.
So the glam squad took over her living room and began the transformation. With her hair and makeup done, it was time for Mam Khanyi to pick her dress for the day from Plus Fab.
Ooh, I can't wait.
As we sat in anticipation, the queen for the day came in and she dazzled.
You look very good. How do you feel?
Then it was time to finally present our work to those dear to her heart.
Hey guys, are you ready for Mam Khanyi?
Yes!
Voila!
And by the sound of that, we certainly had outdone ourselves. The excitement to see the only mother they know look and feel this good scored us an official welcome song. Toiletry items were special requests from Mam Khanyi to give to the girls at Home of Hope, and with the help of Happy Days, we were able to deliver. As someone who lives the slogan, "Make every day a Mandela Day," Mam Khanyi shared her sentiments about this initiative.
You know, whenever you sit down and think about that Mandela, what he has done for South Africa, what he has done for us, what you're doing today, you are still now teaching the legacy to the young ones, who will always stand up and say, we were left with a responsibility by Dada Mandela. So they will do it better because they're learning from people who have done it before. So I just want to say thank you so much to all of you.
Take your
evening well-informed with primetime news.
Thanks for tuning in. You're watching SABC News Prime. The burning land reform issue was also a point of discussion on the first day.
If you do not have a skills revolution, you will run into the kind of problems that we're having at the moment.
We have funded about 466,000 students, out of about 800,000 students that are in the university system.
South Africa says insufficient electricity and water remains one of the biggest barriers to development and prosperity on the continent.
The top 4 batsmen in the squad, Hashim Amla, Quinton de Kock, Faf du Plessis and AB de Villiers, are certainties in the starting lineup.
I really believe we cover all bases when it comes to spin bowling, seam bowling, proper pace bowling, and an amazing batting lineup.
Stay tuned every Monday to Sunday from 6 p.m.
The Kalahari Transportier Park is a large wildlife preserve and conservation area in southern Africa. Kalahari means place of thirst. The total area is 38,000 square kilometers. Approximately 3/4 of the park lie in Botswana and 1/4 in South Africa. South Africa embraced the concept of transportiers linking ecological reserves across national borders. On the 12th of May 2000, President Festus Mogae of Botswana and Thabo Mbeki of South Africa formally launched South Africa's first Peace Park. It has 200 species of birds, including vultures, mammalians such as black Kalahari lions, and large herds of herbivores, namely elands, springboks, blue wildebeest, and more.
I think winter is definitely one of those seasons where you can really show off your sartorial choices. You can start from a single layer of a shirt, actually starting with thermals, build it up with the shirts. You can have beautiful knits over the shirts like we've done with Jay.
This film tells the story of a very, very significant political figure in the struggle for freedom in South Africa, who happened to be a woman. She was Nelson Mandela's wife.
The exhibition is an exploration into black femininity. Tabitha is a woman of color, and she is exploring the historical exploitation of the black female body.
Newtown Junction Mall hosted an epic contest in the cold where 3 top South African graffiti artists battled it out for the opportunity to become the Newtown Graffiti Face-Off Master.
For your weekly dose of entertainment news, tune into Trends every Saturday from 12 to 1.
What guides us? Is it something you can touch, hear, feel, or see? What leads us on to greater experiences? Is it leaders on a soapbox, spouting rhetoric for the crowd? The advice of our elders? Or is it the actions of our people? The strength of our beliefs? Or the voices of our citizens? Your country is guided by the voices of its people, and your broadcaster is dependent on your voice to guide it. Get your copy of the SABC's editorial policy and have your say.
I think winter is definitely one of those seasons where you can really show off your sartorial choices. You can start from a single layer of a shirt, actually starting with thermals, build it up with the shirts. You can have beautiful knits over the shirts, like we've done with Jay.
This film tells the story of a very, very significant political figure in the struggle for freedom in South Africa, who happened to be a woman. She was Nelson Mandela's wife.
The exhibition is an exploration into black femininity. Tabitha is a woman of color, and she is exploring the historical exploitation of the black female body.
Newtown Junction Mall hosted an epic contest in the cold where 3 top South African graffiti artists battled it out for the opportunity to become the Newtown Graffiti Face-Off Master.
For your weekly dose of entertainment news, tune into Trends every Saturday from 12 to 1.
On the 4th and 5th of December 2015, the latest summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation was held in Johannesburg. The summit was co-chaired by Chinese President Xi Jinping and his South African counterpart, Jacob Zuma. At the opening ceremony, President Xi made a speech. Let's open a new era of China-Africa win-win cooperation and common development. In it, he laid out a series of China's new thoughts, ideas and policies towards Africa, which were well received by the other participants. The Chinese and African leaders decided unanimously to raise bilateral relations to the level of a comprehensive strategic partnership. They also resolved to consolidate the 5 major pillars, namely equality and mutual trust in politics, win-win cooperation in the economy, exchanges and mutual learning in culture, mutual assistance in security, and unity and coordination in international affairs. The summit opened up a new era of mutual benefit and development for China and the countries of Africa. It also adopted 2 key documents, the Declaration of the Johannesburg Summit and the Johannesburg Action Plan 2016 to 2018. In his summing up, President Xi Jinping said, "It is an extraordinary meeting, and together we have made history." President Xi also identified 10 fields that would be the focus in developing the China-Africa Strategic Partnership. These 10 fields are industrialization, agricultural modernization, infrastructure construction, finance, green development, trade and investment, poverty reduction, public health, culture, and peace and security. He also promised to provide financial support for Africa worth $60 billion. $5 billion would be non-repayable financial assistance and interest-free loans. $35 billion would be preferential loans and export credit. $5 billion would go to the China-Africa Development Fund. A further $5 billion would be special purpose loans for medium-sized and small enterprises, and $10 billion would go to the China-Africa Industrial Capacity Cooperation Fund. President Xi described the China-Africa relationship as the best it had been in history. He said we should climb higher, see farther, and march forward with big strides. We should work hand in hand to combine the wisdom and strength of the 2.4 billion people of China and Africa and open up a new era of win-win cooperation and mutual development. The African delegates were delighted with the outcome of the Johannesburg summit. They expressed their appreciation for China's long-standing effort to conduct cooperation with Africa on the principles of equality and mutual benefit.